Discover the world's most exclusive escapes, private islands, luxury resorts, and unforgettable retreats. This is JetSet Hideaways, where your next dream destination begins. Hidden in the rugged wilderness of Colorado's San Juan Mountains, lies a place where time feels beautifully suspended. Dunton Hot Springs, a restored 1800s ghost town turned luxury retreat, sits quietly among towering pines, cascading waterfalls, and ancient mineral-rich springs. The mountains wrap around it like a protective cradle, shielding it from the rush of the modern world. Here, weathered wooden cabins stand exactly where miners once carved out their days, now lovingly rebuilt into warm, intimate sanctuaries. Steam drifts over the valley at dawn, carrying the scent of sage and pine. The only sounds you'll hear are the crackle of a fire, the whisper of wind through the trees, and the soft bubbling of the natural springs that flow beneath the Earth's surface. It's a place that feels untouched, unhurried, and deeply soulful. A haven for those who long for solitude, stillness, and a connection to nature that lingers long after you leave. Arriving here feels like stepping into another century, yet wrapped in every modern comfort. Hand-built cabins glow with soft amber light, their weathered logs whispering stories from the past. You feel the warmth of the fireplaces before you even step inside, a gentle welcome against the cool mountain air. Snow crunches beneath your boots as you walk through the old mining town, each cabin connected by paths dusted with winter's quiet touch. Lanterns sway softly in the breeze, guiding you from one cozy refuge to another. And the crisp mountain air carries a silence so pure, it almost feels sacred. A peaceful stillness settles over the valley, the kind that slows your heartbeat, sharpens your senses, and makes you aware of just how rare a place like this truly is. Each cabin has its own story, once home to miners, dreamers, and wanderers. Their walls still hold echoes of the past, the quiet resilience of those who carved out a life in these mountains. Today, those same walls welcome guests with warm wooden interiors polished by time. Fireplaces flicker from dusk until long after midnight, casting golden light across handmade rugs, vintage books, and carefully chosen details that make every space feel intimate and lived in. Some cabins sit directly beside the river, where the gentle rush of water becomes your morning soundtrack. Others rise slightly higher, offering sweeping views of the valley, panoramas framed by towering pines and snow-dusted peaks. Each one feels like a private refuge, a place where comfort meets character, and where the spirit of the old town quietly lingers in every beam, every stone, every whisper of wind outside your door. And then, the springs, the heartbeat of Dunton. For centuries, these waters have flowed quietly beneath the earth, carrying minerals, warmth, and a kind of calm that feels almost otherworldly. Naturally heated, mineral-rich, and endlessly soothing. The springs have drawn visitors long before this ghost town was ever restored. Step into them and you feel an immediate shift. Muscles loosen, breath deepens, and the outside world falls away. Slip into the pools at sunrise when the world is completely still, and the valley glows in shades of soft gold. Mist rises from the water, drifting across the air like a veil, and for a moment it feels as if you're soaking in the sky itself. Or come at night, beneath a sky full of stars, where steam lifts upward like breath from the earth. Lantern light reflects off the surface, snowflakes melt before they touch the water, and you're reminded how rare it is to find a place that feels both ancient and alive. Dining at Dunton is a gathering, a nightly ritual that brings everyone together. As evening settles over the valley, the old saloon comes alive with the soft glow of candlelight and the comforting scent of something warm simmering in the kitchen. Meals here are crafted from local harvests, wild game, and fresh mountain ingredients, each dish telling a story of the land that surrounds this tiny town. Chefs prepare everything with a kind of quiet artistry. Herbs picked that morning, bread baked just hours before, flavors that feel both refined and deeply connected to nature. And then, everyone gathers at a long wooden table, a tradition carried over from the mining days, where conversations unfold as naturally as the wine is poured. Laughter blends with the crackle of the fireplace, and strangers become friends somewhere between the first course and dessert. It's intimate, soulful, and unforgettable. A shared moment that lingers long after the plates are cleared. After a day in the mountains, retreat to the spa, a sanctuary built for renewal. Here the pace slows to a gentle whisper. Soft, natural light filters through timbered windows, warming the room with a quiet, golden glow. The air carries subtle hints of cedar, wild herbs, and essential oils, scents drawn directly from the land that surrounds Dunton. Massage therapies are inspired by the mountains themselves. Long, grounding strokes that echo the contours of the valley, warm stones gathered from nearby rivers, and botanicals chosen for their soothing, restorative qualities. As skilled hands work away the last traces of tension, the world outside seems to fade into a distant hum. Wrapped in a plush robe, with nothing but the sound of your own breath and the faint crackle of a fire nearby, you find moments of complete stillness. The kind of tranquility that stays with you long after you leave this place. Outside, adventure calls from every direction. The moment you step beyond the cabins, the landscape opens into a world of possibility. Ride horseback through open meadows where the air smells of pine and wild sage, hooves moving in a slow, steady rhythm that echoes through the valley. In winter, snowshoe along frozen rivers that wind between towering pines, their branches heavy with fresh snow. Each step feels like a soft hush against the untouched white, the only sound your breath mingling with the quiet of the mountains. And for those who seek something truly unforgettable, take a private helicopter and carve fresh tracks on untouched powder near Telluride. As the rotor blades lift you skyward, the entire San Juan range unfolds beneath you. A sea of peaks, ridges, and glistening snow. Here the wilderness becomes your playground, shifting with the seasons, yet always breathtaking. A place where every trail, every ridge, and every moment reminds you just how extraordinary the natural world can be. And as night settles in, the bathhouse becomes pure magic. Lanterns cast a gentle amber glow across the warm spring water, their reflections shimmering like tiny constellations dancing on the surface. The old wooden beams overhead creak softly, carrying the history of generations who once sought comfort in this very place. Beyond the windows, snow drifts slowly through the darkness, each flake illuminated for a brief moment, before disappearing into the quiet of the night. The mountains fade into silhouette, and the only sounds are the soft rush of the springs and the steady rhythm of your own breath. Inside, time feels suspended. The world outside, its noise, its deadlines, its endless pace, dissolves completely. And for a little while, all that exists is warmth, stillness, and the profound peace that settles over Dunton after dusk. In this quiet glow, surrounded by steam and starlight, the world feels wonderfully far away. Dunton Hot Springs isn't just a destination, it's a feeling, a blend of history, wilderness, warmth, and soul. A rare place where luxury and nature live in harmony, and where every moment feels like a quiet gift. This is JetSet Hideaways. Where to next?